Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and buy your treasures off you for a sum of money on the table today.
500, John.
You've got to keep going, I'm afraid.
I shouldn't
cover up more of the table.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say, think very carefully. Have a gamble, be daring, go to auction. Hopefully, I will get you a little bit more money there.
Yours at 850.
Today, the show comes to you from Coalville in Leicestershire. There's a great crowd of people. They've been here since early this morning. They've brought along their treasures. They're determined to sit down with our dealers. They want to get the better of them. They want to walk away with cash in their pockets or maybe gamble at auction. But either way, they want the real deal.
It's a busy dealer's den, so let's get started.
I'm Ian.
Annie has brought Ian Towning a shiny piece of silver.
Beautiful ink desk set. They're not the quickest things to sell, but if I get it at the right price, I shall buy it.
Only if Annie thinks it's the right price too.
Isn't this beautiful? Absolutely lovely. So. Absolutely lovely.
It wasn't beautiful when I bought it.
It wasn't?
It was black.
So how long have you had it?
I know it's over 30 years.
So.
And every so often I bring it out of the cupboard and polish it. But it's pretty, isn't it?
It is very pretty. And what is lovely, that all the pieces are hallmarked. It's London 1853. As you can see, the hallmarks are very clear. They usually make very nice gift for a man, but this is so feminine. It would look wonderful for a lady. You don't have to use it, you know. Just enjoy it. Have it as a decorative piece in the room, and it's stunning. You know, even if you put a little candle in there, you know, with the snuffer on top.
Yeah, and you've got the little snuffer here
fabulous.
that comes up there.
The little snuffer and everything. Yeah. If it's not a rude question, why are you selling it?
Well, it sits in a cupboard. It comes out to be polished every few months when I'm polishing a little bit of silver. And I thought, if I sell it, I can put a nice picture, something I will look at every day.
True.
Well, that's how I looked at it.
And do you have any idea of how much it might be worth?
I have a rough idea, yes.
You do?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right. So here comes the squeeze. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. I think it's a pretty good offer.
But it is worth a bit more, isn't it?
You know, I think it's a pretty good offer, 450. I just think it's very pretty.
I think it's...
Well, you're absolutely right. It is very pretty. I normally have to come across here. I normally have to cajole him and squeeze him a bit, or twist his arm. But on this, he loves it. I can tell that.
Yeah.
Now, the independent valuers are saying 3 to 4, and there's already how much on there?
450.
450. No hesitation. Take his money.
Yes, I do like it.
I know
And when I like something, I'm prepared to pay for it. And when the condition is so good, you know, it's been looked after, it's been cared for, I never hesitate to pay.
Well, you've been fair, so you've got a deal.
Thank you. Thank you so
Right.
much. Let's shake on it.
Okay.
Thank you, Anne.
He was excited at seeing it polished up as I was when I saw it as a black piece of metal when I bought it. So, yeah, I'm thrilled to bits.
That's a great start to the show. Now, can Deborah get Alison Chapman to invest in a cheeky card with an important message?
I'm hoping that the dealer will give me plenty of money for it, as I consider it valuable because of its rarity, and it is also a family piece.
It's very difficult to put a value on it, and all I can tell you is when I looked at it and read it, my heart sung.
Sounds like you're feeling generous, Alison.
This little card, I was delighted to see. It's a piece of suffragette history. It says, "Votes for Women." And as I open it up, there is a little poem and it's addressed to Amy from ABC. So Amy is a family member, is she, that received the card?
No, it's a family member who just used to collect unusual cards, and some years ago she probably picked that one up.
Right. Now, what perhaps a lot of people don't know, or young people may not realise, is how very secret it had to be if you were supporting other women in their right to vote. And when you think women only got the right to vote in this country in 1928, it's hardly any time at all. I love the fact that you can turn the face around. He's asleep, she's looking appealing, he's angry, she's looking frightened. I mean, it's a bit of a caricature. It doesn't really wholly express the dire efforts that had to be gone to by the likes of Emily Pankhurst and such like for us today to enjoy the right to vote.
I think anything that got the message across, though, was acceptable to the suffragettes.
Probably so. So I've got to ask, why are you parting with it?
I'd like to wear something rather than have something in the drawer to remind me of the suffering that the suffragettes went through for the women's votes.
It's just lovely, and I'm very pleased to have the chance to buy it. So I'm going to come straight to what I'm prepared to pay. I shan't want to pay more than this. £35.
Not for all them years the suffragettes went through. And their lives. And all
I'm
them
not saying
chains.
I
All
know
being
that.
chained up to railings and badgering the men in high places. No. It's too rare for that.
Are you saying you'd like to go to auction?
If I can't get another blue one out, then I might have to take it to auction if you're not prepared to go a little bit more.
No, that is my offer.
I think for the rarity then I'll have to give it a shot at the auction.
All right, darling.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much for
Thanks
coming.
for the information.
I feel faintly depressed that it's not in my handbag. What's a girl going to do? I've got to make a profit.
Our hearts bleed for you, Alison. Let's see if the buyers at Richard Winterton's auction are willing to pay more.
£100.
Deborah's had to send a deputy to see what happens.
100 goes at 100.
On the dealer's day, it was your sister-in-law.
That's right.
Deborah.
That's right.
She can't make it today. You're standing in for her.
That's right. Fortunately, she's working.
She brought along something rather interesting, a suffragette Christmas card. She's put a £30 reserve on it, so she could come unstuck if it sold for as little as that because of the deduction of the commission. But, fingers crossed, I'm hoping it's going to do better. Here it is now.
The Christmas card. A lot of interest on this lot. We have 9 bids on the book.
9 bids on the book.
I'm started at 80.
Ooh.
80,
Amazing,
90,
you say.
100,
So
10,
that's great,
20,
isn't it?
120, 125, 130, 130 now with me at 130. 130, all done. Sold, 130.
Okay, £130. Now that was a really good price. Take away the commission, £106. What about your sister-in-law, Deborah?
I think she'll be really surprised but happy about it.
Okay, good result. We're pleased. On the day, real deal. 130 quid. Take home 106 for the suffragette card.
Back in the busy dealer's den, Richard has brought Tony Gearing a little gem.
I'm looking for about £30 for it.
OK, but what is it exactly?
What have you brought in for me today?
I bought you a miniature lamp, which could perhaps fit on a cap or a belt, but it's a very interesting miniature object.
Do you know, I love small, intricate items. And as you say, it's certainly for a belt and a cap, isn't it? We can see that just from the back here.
Whether you use it on a cycle...
But where are we? We're in Coalville, aren't we?
Coalville.
And where the mines were.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a clue there, isn't it?
I don't think you'd take a lamp like that down a mine because of the naked flame. You would set the gas off and blow up. But
No, exactly.
It would be on a little bike, you know, before street lighting, I think.
Maybe a bike. I think it's a kerosene. I think it would have been...
The bottom comes off, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this would be your oil chamber or your kerosene chamber. Yep, there's the wick. So there's how that all works. And this is around the turn of the century. and then you can see the glass is magnified.
Yeah.
So where did you get it, Richard? Do you know?
I believe it was my granddad's
Right.
years and years ago. Whether he used it to work, he worked just up the road at Barden Quarry for 50 years.
At the quarry?
Yeah. He used a sledgehammer all day long to break rocks.
So there maybe lies the secret. It's all in the information. You know, because, you know, when the nights draw in, you know, he's not going to be coming home at 4 o'clock, is he? So maybe that's what it was used for.
It sits in a cupboard not being used.
You know, when I first saw it, I thought sort of 10, 15, but, you know, now I've picked it up. I think I'm going to go 20 on that. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's a nice item, but the age, condition and novelty must be worth a little bit more to you than that. Have you seen one before?
Well, I've seen various sizes. I haven't seen one belt or with a cap bit before.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little bit in the dark trying to buy a light.
Yeah. If you just put a bit more there, you perhaps have to buy the oil and the lamp to make it see to the end of the tunnel.
You know what, Richard? I do like it. How about another £5?
I think that's a pretty fair offer, and I'm prepared to accept that. Thank you very much.
Richard, thank you very much.
And I hope you do well with it and it lightens up your day.
I hope so.
I took 25 because Tony liked it. He didn't want to go to auction really, and we've made the deal. I'm very happy with it.
Coming up, can a leopard really change his spots?
Normally he can be penny pinching, but today he's throwing £50 notes about like they've gone out of fashion.
What's got Ian so excited? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
There are lots of people waiting to see our dealers, and James Late's looking at a classic piece of Art Nouveau.
I don't know what I'm going to pay for it. I suppose it's going to have to be 100 plus, but I'm not quite sure what the plus is going to be yet.
I want at least 100 quid for it, and no less.
Give it everything you've got then, Peter. Good luck.
So, very nice, obviously Art Nouveau box. And we open it up, and it's for stamps.
Yeah.
And is there a mark on it?
I think there is underneath.
Do you know who made it?
No.
It is WMF, which means it was made in Germany. And they were very good makers of Art Nouveau metalwork. And this is exactly what it is. It's a very nice designed box. So how did you get it?
Well, it was passed down from my mother.
Yeah.
And when she passed away, it was in the house. So I thought, well, I'll bring it home.
You'll have that. Do you like it?
Yeah, my wife keeps the rings in it.
Oh, right. Not stamps?
Not stamps, no. No, they're too expensive.
You mean she's got cheap rings?
No.
No. It's quintessentially Art Nouveau. About 1900, 1905.
It's pewter, is it? Pewter.
It's pewter or something like pewter. It just feels a bit too hard to be pure pewter, so it might be pewter with a bit more tin in or something rather than lead. And it probably at one point was silvered. It's just a very good example of its type. And people collect stamp boxes. People collect WMF. So it's all good, really.
Thank you.
You're getting rid of it? You don't like it anymore?
Well, I want to sell it, so I want to know what it's worth.
Ah, I see. All right. I'd like to offer you 20, 40, 60, 70, £80 for it.
Don't put it away.
Get it out again? Not all of it?
Yeah. No, I'd like some more than that.
You'd like a bit more than that? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a bit more. 90.
No, a bit more, please. If you like it, I like it.
I'm getting a bit close now, so I'm going to take a 10 away and put a 20 down, so that's 100.
I was expecting a bit more than that, to be quite honest.
Okay. I'll put the 10 back then, 110.
Make it 120 and you've got a deal.
Okay. £120.
That's 130.
And then quickly take that one away.
You could have left me.
You're a very honest man. But I think we both thought of it at the same time. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for bringing
Thank
it.
you.
I'll try and find it a good home.
Well, I wanted £100, but I've got 120. Look at that.
Well done, Peter. The Duke is talking to David Gillis from the nearby Snibston Discovery Museum about dolls for girls and boys.
Now, today we're in Coalville. Coalville is very much associated with mining, the mining industry.
That's right, that's right.
What we probably don't know so much is that the women folk from these parts, when their men were working down the mines, they were working in a local toy factory on the assembly line. Tell me about the factory.
The factory was Palatoy. It started its life in Leicester, in fact, and moved to Coalville in 1937. By that stage, it was a well-established toy manufacturer. And
I mean, I've got a photograph there. That is the production line. What date would that be?
That would be around about the late 1960s on the Action Man production line, where the women you can see in the picture were finishing the products off and packaging them up for distribution.
Now, what we've got here is a collection of toys produced by this company. The early ones are here. We have this doll. Tell me about the licensing of this and how this doll came about.
Well, that was the first of Palatoy's dolls, so that's where it really started. That's the Diddums doll. It was based really around the famous illustrations of Mabel Lucy Atwell.
Of course.
So it represents really one of the first product licensing arrangements as we know them today.
Right, coming forward, we have this astonishing black doll here. Wonderful looking doll. That will have been made when, the 50s? Or?
Mid-50s, 54 to 56 roughly. It was a very high-end doll, as a number of the other Palatoy dolls of that era were. It contained inside it a walking mechanism, so when the child was playing with it, the arms and head would move in a walking action.
I think it's fantastic. And moving on, pretty obvious, we have the Action Man series here.
Yeah.
Now, these Action Man series, when did they start?
Action Man himself came in 1966 to the British market. He was licensed from the American company Hasbro, who started the G.I. Joe toy line in 1964. Action Man ran until the mid-1980s, and Palatoy developed it into the smaller scale Action Force range in 1982.
And this one, perhaps very apt for local use in the sense that this is a miner here.
Yes, this is a miner. This was designed and developed by a man called Vaughan Millard. He's part of the Vintage Action Man enthusiast group, and he made this specifically for Snibston Museum. It's normally on display in the toy box in the museum, and it's a wonderful piece that we absolutely love.
I'd be right in saying you love what you do.
I do. I'm a boy who's never grown up.
Yeah.
I think that's true of most boys, isn't it?
It is, but you know, to have this natural enthusiasm, I am really blown away, because I think what it is, I'm going to say to parents out there, come a dodgy day, come one of those English summers, well, there's only one place.
Snibston Discovery Museum.
That's where you go.
Thanks, David. At Ian's table, Trevor has got something which definitely has star quality.
The next item I'm doing is the watch bracelet, and it belonged to the late Diana Dawes, the most amazing woman, and I really wanted.
Diana Dawes lit up British cinema in the 1950s and was often called the British Marilyn Monroe. She passed away in 1984.
What an amazing piece to bring
It is
to
nice,
us.
it is nice, yes,
The bracelet watch belonging to Diana Dawes, the late Diana Dawes.
That's right.
And how did you acquire it?
Well, my wife, 20 years ago, she went to auction at Sotheby's and she purchased it there. And I think she's worn it no more than a half dozen times. And it's just laying there, just laying about in the house now, you know, locked up in a drawer. And we decided, well, Dickinson's in town, we'll go down and see a respectable man who's willing to pay, nice bit of money, and we'll sell it.
The size of it is so small. Because she was quite a big lady.
She was, yeah.
Imposing woman.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought she was an amazing woman.
Yeah, she was.
And I'm just surprised she had tiny wrists. You know, just a big person like herself.
Yeah.
You know, really small. And then, of course, you lift the case and there's the watch inside.
That's right, yeah.
Which is quite sweet, very tiny.
It is,
you know.
yes.
Luckily, it can sell as a bracelet.
It is.
Because, you know, this sort of thing today these small little watches are not saleable.
No.
But as it's a bracelet watch, and of course,
And who it belonged
the
to.
provenance
Exactly.
behind it, which is great, you know,
Yeah.
will help to sell it.
Yes.
It doesn't look as though it's gold to me.
No.
You know, it looks as though it's very heavily gold-plated, because when you look at the rope work on the edge, you can
Yes.
actually see where the gold has come away,
yeah.
and you can see the silver underneath, or the
Oh,
white
yes.
metal, whatever it is, underneath. What value do you put on something like that? Is the question, big question.
You start the ball rolling.
I started
and
the
then-
ball rolling.
and then
Okay.
we'll see.
Well,
Yes.
50, 100, 150, 200. I don't know. I really don't know, because it's a
Just
tricky,
think who it was.
a tricky one. Yes,
Yes,
a
yeah,
tricky
just
one.
think who it was, yes.
I've come to try and help. 150 to 250 is the parameter of the estimation from both the independent value and the auctioneer. I'm right in saying when you bought this from Sotheby's, your wife bought it, and am I right in saying she came home with an invoice with 750 something pounds on it?
Yes, yes.
So that's what she paid. Now, if you were a fan of Diana, this could be worth 750 as it was to your wife.
Yeah.
Is that it? Are you prepared to gild the lily a little bit more to 250 or something like that?
By all means, you know, as I said, it belonged to somebody who's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
You know, I thought was absolutely amazing. I followed everything from her death.
So you're a fan of hers?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I think perhaps we made a
admired
mistake
Thank you.
asking for
Yeah,
250 here.
Yes.
her. There you
Okay,
go.
I'm going to
Another
say,
50.
Good.
normally he can be penny pinching, but today he's throwing £50 notes about like they've gone out of fashion. And I would have no hesitation in saying, sell it to Ian. But he did say it was too small, didn't he?
He did.
He'll get it altered.
Yeah.
He'll get it altered.
Yes.
I will.
I'd like a bit more, Ian. I would.
I tell you,
Yes.
I've given you £50 more than I wanted to.
No.
It's metal, and
Yeah.
the only reason why I'm buying it is because of who it belonged to.
So that's your final offer?
That's my final
That's your
offer.
final offer. Okay, then I'll take it.
You'll take it?
I will.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the money going, Trevor? A nice holiday?
The money will go towards having the dog's teeth done, as we've decided that they want all sorting out and you get a dog with a nice set of gnashes.
I hope Rover enjoys his new smile. After the break, James goes out on a limb.
This I know is a finger saw. They look as if they might be tendon cutters.
Is this deal on a knife edge? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Coalville in Leicestershire, where James has a table piled high with medical instruments, brought in by John.
A lot of this is very late, so I'm going to have trouble, I think, convincing the owner that it's not worth thousands and thousands.
Well, I think they're worth 2,000.
Let's see if you can cut a deal. Standing by to assist are David and auctioneer Richard Winterton.
Wow, what a collection.
Yes, my grandfather was a government veterinary surgeon in Ceylon.
Right.
And before he went to Ceylon, he was at the Edinburgh Medical School.
Okay, so these are his
These
medals.
are his medals.
Right.
Yeah.
But none of these are medical veterinary instruments.
No, these are all my father's,
okay.
who was a physician and surgeon.
Right. And when did he start in practice?
In the 1920s, I think around about 1925, 26.
Yes, okay. So, like many doctors of that time, he would have started off with second-hand instruments.
Yes.
This is a post-mortem set with a saw, fairly common, not unusual.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a specialist surgeon's set. This I know is a finger saw.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what some of these things are. They look as if they might be tendon cutters.
Yes.
So maybe for hand surgery.
Yes, certainly.
These two and this syringe date from the very late 19th century.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all very much later.
Yes, yeah.
Until these, I mean, I remember as a child having my blood pressure taken with a sphygmomanometer, not unlike them.
Yes.
So we've got a huge we've got a 60-year span anyway,
Yes.
at least, of these instruments. So these are all family heirlooms in a way, aren't they?
Yes.
But you're not tempted to keep them and pass them on, or?
Sentimental attachment, yes, but I think that they perhaps would find better homes to an avid collector.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, some may say a little bit gory, these Persians kits, but have you had any experience in selling these?
We've had plenty of kits that come through, and they have a good following. There's good interest in them. When I first saw it, I thought 758. But when we looked at it and all the valuers looked at it, they were so enthusiastic, and some were talking higher than that, up to 13 and 1400. And I went and had another look, and I thought, I might be a bit mean here, so I went to the 1,000 to 11. I'm not.
Well, I think that's very honest, and I'll tell you what happens in this business. Many of the time, something comes in, and our independent valuers are very enthusiastic. And when we see it on the table, many is the case where you and I stand together and say, it's looking better all the time.
Yeah.
And that can happen.
Yeah.
There's a dealer here that really knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what he's going to put on the table. Let's see what goes down.
So let's put some money on the table.
Okay.
See if you like where I'm heading.
Okay.
So we'll cover up one of these boxes. Okay. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400, 420. I'm running out of breath. 440, 460, 480, 500, John.
Sorry, James, no.
I've got to keep going.
You've got to keep going, I'm afraid. Cover up more of the table.
I shouldn't have put it back. All right, so 500 there.
Yeah.
Let's make that one pile. 520, 540, 560, 580, 600, 620, 640, and one of those. 650, John.
Sorry, James. No, that's a bit of a carve-up, that is it.
Did I hear the word carver?
Yes.
Well, I think you're right, John. There is a huge collection of items here. Now, the independent values, they've gone in at £1,000 to £1,200. And I have to say, I'm not so sure that's not on the low side. There seems to be a lot of kit here for 1,000 to 12. Keep at him, because I think there's more money here, and certainly at auction you are going to draw in some more competitors.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, David.
I'm not stopping yet. I'm going to take this 10 away.
Yeah.
660, 680, 700.
No, I'm afraid that doesn't do anything for me.
Still not there.
No.
I'm nearly there, I have to say.
Yeah.
720, 740, 750.
I still think it's a little bit on the low side, James.
Well, that is as far as I'm going to go. I'm there, so you're going to have a go at auction.
Yes, I will, James.
All right, well, I hope you do very well.
Thank you ever so much.
Thanks for bringing them along, and nice to meet you.
And you, sir. Thank you very much. If I'm unlucky, I think I'll get 1,000, which is better than the 750 that James offered me.
I think it's going to be difficult, honestly, for John to get more than my 750. It means he's got to get 900. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it.
Well, only one of you can be right. The auction will be the acid test.
£40. Yours at 750.
Now, John's your pal, you're Peter Clark.
Yep.
Now, he can't make it today, and so Peter is standing in for him. So let me give you the information that I have here. On the dealer's day, your friend John sat down with James late. He was offered £750. That was not a bad offer. Nevertheless, he's gambled, he's come to auction and he's put a reserve of 850. Has he done the right thing? Is he going to make the 850? Well, let's find out. It's coming up now.
Lot 170, I'm 550, 550, 650.
600, 650, 750.
750, 820, 820, 850, at 850.
850 pounds, right on the reserve.
At 850.
Okay, 850 pounds. After the deduction of commission, we're just a couple of pounds under 700 pounds. Is he going to be satisfied?
It will be, yes, it will be.
It didn't do any better in the sale room. He took a gamble, but nevertheless, he's going home with 700 pounds. But the real deal, that was with you, James. 750 pounds on the dealer's day. That was the best offer.
Back at Tony's table, there's something we all know, brought in by Tom.
A couple of pieces of Moorcroft, really quite sweet. Good saleable bits. I'm not paying more than 200.
We're looking for, well, as much as we can. I'd like over the 200. I think I'll bargain hard and get a good deal.
Sounds like you'll have to, Tom. Good luck.
Have you had them long, or?
I've had one piece about 8 years, and the other piece was recent. Both picked up at car boot sales.
Really? So we're on for a winner today, then?
Hopefully.
This one's studio.
Yeah.
Studio wear, I think 1930s. Studio work is more the designers given a free hand at designing their own improvisations or their own interpretations of things. On the base of it, we have Made in England.
Yeah.
And it's got the William Moorcroft sign. I'd say this is about 1930s, definitely. Two lovely sails there. Nice colours. The wisteria here, typical sort of James McIntyre period of Moorcroft, turn of the century. James McIntyre started the company in, I think it was about 1897. And William Moorcroft was the first and the most famous designer who worked with McIntyre and who signed his name to the pieces, which kind of relegated McIntyre as the owner of the company, and Moorcroft's name became more prominent within the company. Well, I'd like to buy them.
Right.
Well, I think I'm going to go 100.
Well, that'll buy one of them.
One? Which one?
The little one.
Just one more.
It's a bit more interesting, but I'd like to see more.
Well, there's nothing rare here. I think I'm going to stick to my guns at 150 there.
Well, I'd like a bit more.
I've just heard Tony say he's sticking to his guns at 150 quid. Independent valuers say between 200 and 250. So you really do need a little bit more money, or it's worth the gamble. At the moment, a little bit low, Tony. He's clutching another note in his hand. I'm getting out of the way quickly.
Thank you, David.
So listening to David, I think it's definitely worth another 20 on the table. Let's see if that helps you.
All right. Okay, then it's a deal then.
Great stuff, Tom. Thanks very much. So you bought them both at car boots.
Yeah.
This one first. So this was absolutely nicked.
They both cost the same amount.
Really? Go on.
50p.
Oh, fantastic. Well done.
Thank you.
Money for old rope. Tom had a right result, didn't he? Blimey, 50p each. Well done.
I'd still like to get top money for it, even if it costs pennies.
You sound like a bit of a dealer there, Tom, and why not? Coming up, everything's the wrong way round.
OK then, Alison, I think we've got a deal.
No, we haven't.
Why?
What on earth's going on?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
There's just time for one more deal, and it's with Darren, who has some chunky gold for Alison.
I bought a couple of gold items today that I bought off a car boot a couple of years ago, hoping to get a good return on them.
Let's see how big a profit you can squeeze out of her.
And you're the gold king then? These are your items?
Yes, most certainly are.
OK. Well, we've got a 9-carat gold identity bracelet, and then we have a full sovereign in a 9-carat gold shank.
That's right. Yeah.
And the sovereign is 22 carat, so that's substantially more valuable than the other 9 carat, obviously, because it's a higher gold content.
Okay.
So the ring is yours, you used to wear it?
I've worn it a couple of times.
Okay.
A bit big.
Is it too big for you?
Yeah, a bit.
Were you given them?
No, I bought them at a car boot.
At a car boot?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a lucky find. Did they know they were what they were when they were selling them?
I
Or
assume so, yeah.
how long ago did you buy them?
I'd say a couple of years ago.
2 years ago. So you're hoping to make a profit today then?
Good investment, yes.
Yeah, let's hope you can make a profit. Okay, well we've got a nice bit of gold there with a good weight. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800.
I think I could squeeze a little bit more out of you.
Why do you think you can squeeze a little bit more out of me?
I don't know, I think they're worth a little bit more, and for you to earn a little bit out of it as well.
Okay, 850.
Just before you make an answer to that, let me just tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers say. 850 to 9 is where they both are. What I can tell you is, in precious metal alone, there's £960 worth of value there. Now, you have an offer on the table of 850. A fair offer from Alison. Is that it, Alison? I'm not trying to pressure more money. I mean, £850 is going to leave a margin of about £100. I don't think I could push you to the auction and get you any more. And in fairness, she is entitled to a margin of 10% or perhaps a little bit more than 10%. So I'm going to say good offer, fair offer, honest offer. I'd take that.
Thank you. OK then, Alison, I think we've got a deal.
No, we haven't.
Why?
Because you haven't told me what you paid for them.
£200.
That is an amazing deal. You've had the best deal. Well done, Darren.
OK, thank you.
And thank you for the deal today.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Really chuffed. £650 profit. Good investment.
You're right there. Well done. The canniest people on today's show were the car booters. They showed the dealers a thing or two. Ian hasn't made anything from his investments yet.
I'll always pay well for something I appreciate, and that was absolutely beautiful.
So far, he hasn't found anyone with the same taste, and it hasn't sold. He's had the Diana Dawes bracelet watch restored, but that too is waiting for the right buyer. James did all right with the stamp box.
Thanks very much for bringing it. I'll try and find it a good home.
Yeah.
He paid £120 for it and sold it to a German collector for £150. Car booting Tom and dealer Tony both made money on the Moorcroft.
They both cost the same amount.
Really? Go on.
50p.
Oh, fantastic. Well done.
Tom turned his pound into 170, and Tony found a collector in Canada who paid £500 for them. Well done, boys.
Money for old rope.
And the gold? Well, Alison's melted the ID bracelet for £702 and has kept the sovereign for now. So Darren is the biggest winner of the day, making a profit of £650 out of his £200 boot fare buy.
We've had a really exciting day. Lots of people, bags of atmosphere, a lot of buying and selling. I always like to see that on the programme. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. TTFN, ta-ta for now.